What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined by my dad, Sean, and today reactions to the classics. Got a video I'm very much looking forward to. We got the Kendrick Lamar top 10 songs coming courtesy from our longtime patron and supporter. This list is from Shane. Thank you, Shane, for bringing this list to us. I know you're a big Kendrick fan, as am I.
Yes, you are.
And we've got some Kendrick song reactions up. I know you and Mom did some, and then we reviewed Good Kid, Mad City about a year ago.
Yeah, been too long, man.
Track by track. So looking forward to diving into this one today, man. And before we get going, just a little housekeeping. You like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that big red subscribe button. We upload every single day here, and you can check out our Patreon page if you would like to support the channel in any way. No music will be on the video just due to copyright, but there will be a link down in the description for you to check it out with the music. But all that to say, Dad, let's just get into some of these quick facts for K-Dot here, and then we'll get into the list.
Let's do it. And just a reminder to everybody, every Tuesday is Hip Hop Tuesday, man. So come join us for that at least. Kendrick's major label debut, Good Kid, Mad City, was released in 2012. Although, Trey, there may be a song on here before that. To critical acclaim and went platinum, his 2015 album, To Pimp a Butterfly, became his first #1 album on the Billboard 200 and was the most acclaimed album, period, of the 2010s. He released his fourth album, Damn, in 2017 to further acclaim. Its lead single, Humble, topped the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 charts, while the album became the first non-classical and non-jazz album to be awarded the Pulitzer Prize for Music. He's received many accolades over the course of his career, including 13 Grammys, 2 American Music Awards, 5 Billboard Music Awards, a Brit Award, 11 MTV Video Music Awards, the Pulitzer Prize I talked about, and an Academy Award nomination. Time named him one of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2016. 3 of his studio albums have been listed in Rolling Stone's 500 greatest albums of all time. The new list that came out last year that we don't really care for, but they did get that right. And as you mentioned at the start, Trey, you kind of low-keyed that you're a big fan of his. You're a huge fan of his.
Yeah, I think he's the best artist of the 21st century, just in general. And yeah, man, I first listened to Kendrick. I was a junior in high school when Good Kid, Mad City came out, so there was that relatability, you know, from Kendrick's perspective, rapping as a 16-year-old on that record, which, you know, we went track by track, really detailed in, if you want to check that review out. And, you know, there's just something about, that was really like the first concept record I had ever heard in any type of genre, so it really did spark a love, I think, of just music in general in me, so that's why I'm always going to love Good Kid, Mad City. Then To Pimp a Butterfly came out, and then it somehow topped Good Kid, Mad City. Just ridiculous. And I'll go a little more into that when we hit the first T-Pap song on there. And, you know, he's up there for me amongst the greatest lyricist in any genre of all time. There's so much to dive into. Just for further listens from his records, man, you pick up stuff that you never did the first time or the 10th time.
Well, and I'll add to this a little bit of context. Like, I didn't know anything about him until we reviewed Good Kid, Mad City. And then, as you said, you and I, and then Mom and I have done some Kendrick reviews. And every single review, you know, and I do review a lot of hip-hop songs now with Kanye, with Tupac, and a few others. And, yeah, Kendrick's lyrics are on another level, man. You really got to sit there. That's why I'm a little worried I haven't heard most of these songs. I'm trying to take them all in.
No, that's the thing, yeah.
But we got a great dichotomy here because you know this stuff pretty much inside and out. And I don't really know any of it. Even if I do know it, I've heard it once or twice, you know, or 10 times when we were reviewing that album, but it was a long time ago. So
no, exactly. That's a great point, Dad. And yeah, so with that said, we're going to have the lyrics pulled up as we're getting into this list. Won't have time to, you know, dive into everything because so many of these are lyrically dense, you know. But
and they fit into the concept a lot of times, which I'm glad you're here. Because you're going to understand how they fit in the concept. And when you pull off one song off a concept album, it's really difficult to get in the context of it.
No, definitely. Let's just get right into this, man. Number 10 on the list, a little bit of a wild card here, Shane got. We're going with Riga Mortis from Section 80, which is his debut studio record from 2010. This is a fantastic debut album. You know, of course, Good Kid, Mad City one-upped it as his major label debut, but this has a lot of bangers on it from Your Ethnicity. We did a Keisha song that's up on the channel, as as well. ADHD was in GTA 5, Ronald Reagan era. Some great stuff. So rigor mortis, if you don't know, it occurs within a corpse. Its muscles tighten, causing the body to become very stiff and difficult to move. One of my favorite parts of this track is just how Kendrick's able to deliver his lines here. We have obviously a younger Kendrick on this,
sure,
and a different flow, just bringing in with the beat and whatnot. I like the way he delivers these lines. So let's enjoy
Let's
it.
kick this thing off.
I like that Shane included this just because we got Kendrick kind of going in that more, I don't know if braggadocious is the type of word, but a little different type of style than the later records that most of the other stuff appears on. I believe, this is the only Section 80 song we have on this list. So you had him at that younger voice and flow and whatnot. And what you think of it?
Definitely different than the stuff I've heard from him, and just the backing on it was interesting, and man, he went in about 2/3 of the way through.
Dude, like that beat sped up, and then he started speeding up.
Just going after it. Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It's what I was afraid of at the start, right? It's like there's so much to take in. He's slaying the rap. I think that's where he's slaying the rap industry. I think that's a little where the rigor mortis comes in. And he drops several lines there talking about that. But
a lot of great alliteration in this as well. And this song's just a great example of almost like that machine gun flow that he's just spitting so many lines that you gotta. I mean, this is an under 3-minute song and has who knows how many lyrics.
Yeah, when I saw the lyrics, I saw the time length that I saw the lyrics, I was like, all right, here we go, buckle in.
I like the backing though. He did. Amen.
Yeah, it really sticks. The chorus actually does stick in your head, man.
And it just kind of almost that jazzy influence type of beat in there with the horn section in the background, and then kind of talking about get a little religious references.
Yeah.
I'll pass the wheat to the pastor. We all sinners, won't you send us to Bible study faster? And just a lot of alliteration in here as well with those same consonants coming up at the in a row, and just kind of Kendrick letting everybody know that, hey man, y'all better be watching out for me, and we definitely had to. That's for sure, man. So I like that one. Different than I think what you see on a lot of K-Dot list. And now we're gonna go to Hood Politics from To Pimp a Butterfly here. To Pimp a Butterfly, just I have it number 4 on the greatest albums of all time. Definitely, in my opinion, the best album of the 21st century. All due respect to My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and In Rainbows and Funeral by Arcade Fire. But this is a nice kind of relaxed tune at the start, and then boom, picks up after this intro. All right, Hood Politics coming in. I should have explained at the start as well. This is the track before this and on To Pimp a Butterfly is called Mama. So a lot of this record's about Kendrick kind of finding himself and going from this kid that grew up in Compton, California,
right,
to being one of the biggest artists of his generation, man. And Mama, he's coming back home essentially from this. Whereas here we almost get Kendrick going back to his younger self. You got that kind of pitch vocal and whatnot, talking about what it was like to grow up in the hood, and just weaving that in with the rap game essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, it's too much to go into. I think he summarized it well. I see the track that falls after this is How Much a Dollar Costs.
That's right.
And Mom and I did do a reaction to that that's done quite well on the channel.
One of our most popular bands.
One of my favorite songs that I've actually done a reaction to on the entire channel. So now I see the prelude to that. So that even helps that make sense to me even more. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was excellent. There's a lot of stuff in here that works.
No, and that funkiness too. Like one of the reasons I like To Pimp a Butterfly so much is the blend of genres. This track very funky.
Right.
A lot of the other tunes, like Wesley's Theory, got a heavy jazz influence, of course, and then mixing that with, of course, those grand hip hop type of beats coming in, and just the way he's able to weave, talking about the gangs and hey, nobody can F with me type of thing, and that, and just kind of weaving in, talking about the government. I like the Ain't Nothing New But a Flu of New Demo Crips and Read Blood.
I thought that was a great play on words.
Really cool. They give us guns and drugs, call us thugs, and then doing that Obama Say What It Do. switch the beat up there
Yes,
a little bit.
Nice.
And then at the end, kind of talking about Jay-Z said it's funny how one verse can amp up the game. Before this, Kendrick released he had a guest verse on a track called Control, where he really was he called some people out. I didn't think in a negative way, but more so like, let's see where we can take the hip hop game,
right.
man. Let's kind of
little challenge.
Yeah, let's step on up, and nobody could. It kind of caused some controversy back in the day, man. But nobody was able to get on Kendrick's level, in my opinion. And now we're going to go to a track from Good Kid, Mad City. We have Money Trees, which is one of my favorite tunes that Kendrick's ever done. So I'm glad Shane put it on this list.
Yeah, from 2012. Features a guest appearance from rapper J-Rock. Features background vocals from American singer Anna Wise of Sunny Moon, as well as a sample from the Beach House song Silver Soul. Follows the storyline of the album as Kendrick reassesses what happened so far in the story. He talks about having sex with his love interest, Shireen, and going to tell his friends about it. He also assesses his current situation in his hometown of Compton, California, reflecting on the immortalization of his uncle after he was shot. At the end of the track, Lamar's mom calls him again and asks him to bring her car back, a recurring theme of the story, and quite funny. His dad has forgotten about the dominoes.
That's right, man.
I do remember this one, man.
This has been one of my favorites since it came out. I even have a tweet from 2013 that I've...
Oh, you can prove it.
I figured out where I was talking about this tune, man. So, great guest verse by Jay as well. Money Trees bringing it, man. I'll tell you what, this just brings me back to riding around as a junior, senior in high school in the 2001 Honda Accord, baby.
Oh, there you go, throwback.
Busting, having the CD in, didn't even have the aux cord or whatever for my phone, man. Going around with this because that beat is so, kind of trap influenced, and again that chorus is so catchy. And J-Rock's guest verse, man, one of my favorite guest verses of all time, man.
Excellent.
And you get some of those throwback references and whatnot. Usher getting that call.
Usher Raymond, man, let it burn.
But yeah, just kind of going through his life and kind of that narrative up to this point. He's kind of going into the worldly ways. A lot of Kendrick's music goes, am I going to follow a way from a Christian perspective, or am I going to go into the world with the money, the women, the drugs?
The constant pull, man, that we're pulled to from birth to the grave, man. The chorus is very catchy. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that Halle Berry, Hallelujah. I think that Halle Berry, good-looking woman, she, rose to the top, has that money.
Yeah.
Or are you going to go the Hallelujah route,
Pick your poison. Tell me what you're doing, which follows up on that. And then everybody going to respect the shooter, but the one in front of the gun lives forever. And then you get in that, the one in front of the gun forever. Yeah. And it pans across the headphones. Just excellent. That's one of my favorite parts of the song.
No, I think that's a great point, Dad. The production as well. Like, there's a lot of rappers who, great lyricists, but they don't have that production game.
No, man, they skimp a little bit there and worry about the other stuff. But he's got the total package, as a Kanye does as well.
Yeah, and I think that whole concept, that money, it might make you turn away from your girl. It might make you turn away from your friends or whatnot. It might just make your lane switch. But then, hey, $1 might turn to $1 million, and then we all rich. I think that comes back to the money itself isn't a bad thing.
No, but
the love of it and that desire
can take you down that road, man. Then we get the shout out for poor Uncle Tony who got the two bullets in the heads. And now Louis Burger's never going to be the same.
Yeah, and again, going into that grittiness of Compton, the gang signs out the window. Shout out again to Church's Chicken over in there. And
on the Pirellis, man, cruising on the Pirellis.
That's right. And then, J-Rock's verse kind of brings all these themes together in a wonderful way, talking about the projects. A great, it sounds so good. Santa Claus don't miss them stockings, liquor spilling, pistols popping. Again, that alliteration coming in.
I like the part that every day I'm hustling. What else is a thug to do when you're eating cheese from the government? Gotta provide for my daughter. Get the F up out of my... Because, we talked about this before in videos, but, it's easy to judge people. I'm not saying you should go out and deal drugs, boys and girls. You shouldn't, because, it's going to end up badly. It just is. But we got to be careful when we just judge that. Just it's random, like, oh, you shouldn't do that way. A lot of people don't have a lot of options, man. They do what they got to do to provide for their family. And while you can say that's wrong, we got to be careful not to judge that too harshly, because if you were in a situation, you got to ask yourself, but no one wants to do that. What would I do if I had no other choice? Am I going to let my family starve?
You're right.
Or am I going to do what I got to do? So just my little, my 2 cents here from, the middle-aged white guy.
No.
It's usually guys that look like me that are saying that garbage, but let's try to take it the other way.
No, I think that's a great point, Dad, and a great way to wrap up Money Trees over here. And now we're going to another iconic track off of To Pimp a Butterfly. We have All Right. Lyrically, a festive song about hope amid personal struggles. Features uncredited vocals from Pharrell during the chorus. Received 4 Grammy nominations for Song of the Year, Best Music Video, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, winning the latter 2. Grammys don't like to give hip-hop a lot of love in the biggest categories. And don't even get me started about Taylor Swift winning over To Pimp a Butterfly, man. But it's also nominated for MTV Music Award for the Video of the Year.
Yeah, and it was associated with Black Lives Matter after several youth-led protests were heard chanting the chorus, with some publications calling All Right the unifying track of the movement. In 2019, it was named the best song of the 2010s by Pitchfork. 2018, Rolling Stone placed the song at number 13 on their list of the 100 greatest songs of the century so far. After creating the beat, Pharrell came up with a hook 6 months later, which inspired Kendrick to find the right lyrics. In an interview with MTV News, Kendrick said it was inspired by his trip to South Africa, witnessing other people's problems in the country.
All right, we got All Right coming in here. This actually leads into You, which I know you and Mom just did a reaction to recently. What you think of this one?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. Trey, I don't know. I just know that we're going to be all right.
Yeah, dude, I know, man. You can see why this was such an anthem at the time it was released.
You really can, man. Just a great message on this one. As Kendrick does so often, admitting his difficulties and his struggles, yet pushing into what's right, man. So.
No, I think that's a great point, Dad. And sometimes you got to live by that. The bottom of his intro, I'm effed up, homie, you effed up. But if God got us, then we gonna be all right.
That's exactly right.
And then just going through the plights of African Americans and just his own personal issues and vices as well, and just say boys and girls, I think I've gone cray, drown inside my biases all day. Won't you please believe me when I say, then going through saying, hey, I've been hurt, I've been down before, my pride's been beaten. Don't like the police, they want to kill us in the street for show. I'm at the preacher's door, my knees getting weak, so I might go down and pray, but at the same time, my gun might blow, I got to take some action. But you know what? We're going to be all right, even in this precarious situation. Lucy, kind of the character that appears in To Pimp a Butterfly a lot as well. Of course, short for Lucifer, and those vices, the temptations of the world.
Yes, man.
That comes into play in that second verse, man. What you want, a house, a car, 40 acres, and a mule, a piano, a guitar? Really love Kendrick's flow on this whole track, but that verse in particular, and again, just so many lines, man. You see what I'm saying now when you go back 10 times and pick up something else.
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine, man.
The only other, I was trying to think of that, only other records besides To Pimp a Butterfly where I think you can get as much out. It's Nas's Illmatic and then Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. That's how highly I think of this record, man. And so great tune. You can't have a Kendrick top 10 without All Right on it. So good on you, Shane. And now we're going to go to the first song from Damn to appear on here. His last record at the time we're recording this, man. We're all clamoring for some more Kendrick here. We got the song DNA. Damn was released in 2017. This was a pretty big hit, man. It's got 5.5 million views on Genius. And there's a part here that Shane told me he actually rapped a cappella on the very end, where he just goes in with kind of his quickest flow. You need a song to kind of get you hyped up. Kendrick's discography. This, and then actually our next tune at number 5 is it as well. Kind of talking about his DNA. One of the things in Damn Dad is he talks about, again, kind of a loose concept record, talking about, is this wickedness or is this weakness? So again, kind of those two roads, and then how his heritage, his blood has affected his life, and the songs kind of reflect the titles, humble, pride, all these different feelings and emotions. We did X-rated,
Yeah,
and the song Fear as well as reactions. So anyways.
Well, if it gets me hyped, Trey, you better watch out, man. I might go after you.
All right, DNA coming in hard and fast, man. 3 minutes packing in.
And you mentioned during the reaction, he gets the shout out to Geraldo Rivera on Fox News.
Dude,
and what's interesting is that came in response to him performing all right at the 2015 BET Awards. Geraldo went on Fox News, I was reading over there in the last song, and said that hip hop music's done more damage to African Americans than anything else, and so Kendrick kind of came back, but he actually dropped it in here. So I mean, if you get those clowns on Fox News to shout you out and come after you, you're doing something right. That's for sure.
No, and that's funny you pick up on that, Dad, because this is the first kind of proper track on Damn, and before
so I guess he was waiting. Huh?
No, yeah, and the first is like a minute and a half called Blood. It's a little intro, and he also drops a little of what Geraldo said, where he quotes lines from All Right, I'll kill him in the streets for show. Okay. And then
all right, man, I gotta go check that out then.
But yeah, man, I love that whenever he kind of, it's cool whenever you can put the haters into your own work.
Yeah, no, and if there's one thing I hate, Trey, it's Fox News. So I love that he went after that. Man.
And then that beat switch coming in on verse 2 was just ridiculous. There's there's only like a minute in the song left, and he's just out here going in, and the whole time talking about the just what's in his DNA, and then talking about other people kind of going at him again. Your daddy probably snitched, heritage inside your DNA. And just talking about all he knows, growing up. Again, that Compton, where he's from, permeates a lot of his music and his inspiration, and we have that in there as well. And I also like he's kind of stunting out in here as well, sleeping in a villa, sipping from a Grammy, walking in the building, diamond in the ceiling, marble on the floor. Man, just a really strong tune here, and you don't see Kendrick just kind of go off in his flow like that.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. This song could have been 6 minutes instead of 3 minutes.
And then again, we have some of that religious aspect in there. I've always interpreted these are the times, level number 9, look up in the sky, 10 is all on the way, sin is on the way. The 10 plagues that happened in the Old Testament, and so again, weaving that those vices going against his faith, man. So now we're going to number 5 here. We have Mad City. This features, this kind of happens in the middle of Good Kid, Mad City. It has a nice guest appearance by MC Ite in here, and it went to 75 in the U.S. Mad City, kind of bringing the record kind of square in the middle of the album and the concepts. We kind of figure out what MAD stands for at the end. Made me an angel on Angel Dust. Of course, Kendrick talking about what you wonder why I rarely smoke now. Imagine if the first blunt had you foaming at the mouth. The weed was laced, man. Angel Dust, and then also is said to stand for my angry adolescence divided. Just those the beat and production is just stellar on this one.
Yeah, MC Ite was tremendous when he came in on the first part. Definitely old school.
Yeah.
Old school, quote, rap sound, man, for sure.
More kind of the, that booming West Coast style, which I kind of enjoyed. I don't know much about MC. Reading about him, though, he's more kind of underground success. So that's why he mentions, I'm still in the hood here. Yeah. Even though, I kind of had my success.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still stuck here, so.
Just that first part, you really kind of go in, just that chorus again kind of gets that blood going.
Yeah, it does, man.
Which kind of sets in with what the verse is talking about, man. In hearing the story, Kendrick had been beat up by Shireen's family and whatnot, and this and that, and then just that whole concept. Are we going to go and get revenge, man? Get the AKs, the ARs, go out here, talking about his cousin that died, and this and that, and just how it's just a cycle that keeps going with the coroner, and again bringing in talking about the government, and then his drug use, and then at the very end, I like the way that Kendrick always pitches his voice.
Yes, he definitely got into that at the end,
which kind of reflects the age of where he's rapping from in this perspective, going back to as a kid and whatnot, a lot of panning effects at the end, the strings coming in, man. Production is just.
I was going to say that's the whole production. No strings left. No stones. You said strings. No stones left unturned, man.
And that concept too, that duality. Kendrick could have gone one way, saying if I killed somebody at 16, would you believe me, or would you just think, oh, that's just innocent Kendrick with the basketball, the now
and later's, baby.
And then now, would you say my intelligence now is a great relief because now he's somebody the newer generation can look up to, and instead of maybe going down the violent path or whatnot. So that weighing on Kendrick's mind too, I think is a big thing. And so yeah, man, just a great heavy song, man, that is able to weave a lot of stuff together. And
I agree.
So now we're at number 4. We're going to the closer up to Pimp a Butterfly. We have Mortal Man. Not going to play the ending skit just because I'd like to at some point do a full reaction to Pimp a Butterfly.
Agree.
And at the end of a lot of the tracks on To Pimp a Butterfly, there's some lines of a poem, and it just keeps adding. And then the very end, you figure out what that is to, and he ends up actually interviewing Tupac. So it's pretty tight, but we won't dive into that just since I think it works better as you.
Yeah, like a lot of stuff, it works better if you actually listen to it within the concept.
So yeah, Mortal Man, one of my favorite choruses here, and just a killer closer. All right, the closer to Pimp a Butterfly coming in with Mortal Man here. What you think of this one, Dad?
I liked a lot of shout-outs to Mandela, and I know at the end here, like, if you're looking on there and see on the Spotify, there's still 7.5 minutes left. He does an interview with Tupac. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's taking a previous interview from 1994, but I saw on the side that he was originally going to call this album To Pimp a Caterpillar.
Yeah,
Tupac.
a little Tupac.
I did not know that, but I think, he's asking the question, look, man, you basically admire me, worship me, like me, whatever words you want to use, but when it all goes down, are you still going to be my fan? And even throws Michael Jackson in the, stuff you really... Most people would not talk about say you touched a kid or you still a fan. So I thought that was, Kendrick never shies from stuff.
No, and he did visit South Africa. And
so he really did do that when he said he visited the cell.
Yeah, he did. Okay. And so that's where kind of that, and it appears a couple different times in the record, even into How Much a Dollar Costs, that was kind of inspired a little bit by that trip. So Nelson Mandela really kind of stirred him up, and that's where we, of course, get Mandela dropped in, this and that. And I think it's just a good point to look at here, that all these heroes that we have, they're flawed in their own individual ways, man. We're all flawed, man. And then just kind of going in, we all are mortal men and this or that. So even your heroes, man, they are going to have those dark spots. So when it comes out, maybe that they didn't do everything right, are you going to still be a fan?
Yeah, when he throws in, towards the end, the killings basically of MLK and
that's right,
and JFK, and those two men in particular had some flaws that came out later on. Did it make them less of leaders or less transformative for what they did? No, it didn't, man. They just, as you just said so eloquently, we all got issues. We're all mortal men.
No, exactly. So a lot of great, especially that second verse. I like all the questions that are asked here. I thought, just the writing here so mature, and really kind of get you thinking. What kind of den did they put you in when the lions start hissing? What kind of bridge did they burn? And then that gets you going with revenge on your mind. But man, we could go line by line, I know, on that one. But now we're gonna take it to top 3, ladies and gentlemen. We got The Art of Peer Pressure. A nice little shout out here. I think one of the more underrated tunes in Kendrick's catalog. Shane's got it in the 3-hole here from Good Kid, Mad City. Again, kind of talking about his, being younger and being around his friends and that peer pressure of going in to rob this house and whatnot. Another great beat here as well. All right, The Art of Peer Pressure coming in. I know we covered this on the album review, but again, love the storytelling in this one.
Yeah, I think it's, I think it helps younger people who listen to this and understand, he's talking about all the stuff that you're going to end up doing, from the peer pressure.
No, exactly, and I think that one of the reasons, that I probably related to this so much back in the day is it was kind of written in the same, same age range and whatnot, and I like that. Obviously, there's a lot of differences between my upbringing and Kendrick's in Compton, California.
Sure.
And yet, even in that same aspect, you can kind of interpret it through your own lens. With your friends and your people that you grew up with, talking about, hey man, usually I'm drug free, but I'm with the homies right now, and just that concept, getting into trouble, going on the prowl, looking for girls, doing this, doing that.
And the peer pressure is really real, man. And people, when they get older, they do whatever, they like to judge that. But I mean, it's a real thing when you're in the middle of it, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. And, just that you can feel that vibe, driving in, they got Jeezy going on. He ain't going to eat healthy, this or that. What a 16-year-old kid kind of is gonna be like. And then whenever they actually hit the house, to take the Nintendo DVDs, plasma screen TVs in the trunk. Then they figure out there's somebody actually at the house. They have to weave their way out, and they make the lefts, the rights, all that good stuff. And thinking, I'm gonna have to tell Mama that I'm about to get my first offense, but they made it out. Oh, lucky night. So just again, love the storytelling in this one, and again that beat switch a couple minutes through, and that voice manipulation is just a really great production technique by K-Dot here. And now we're going to a song that we have also already covered on the channel. We got Fear coming up. We're actually going to be doing the version that only came on the physical copies, which I've actually never heard before, that takes out Cousin Carl's opening monologues and the closing monologue and just kind of lets the beat ride out. So Shane says he prefers this, so we're going to have it at the bottom there, but it won't be playing due to the fact we're listening on YouTube.
Right.
Fear coming in. I know we already covered this one, Dad, but I mean, this is one where you I don't know how many times I listen to it, and you still pick up more stuff, man.
You really covered starts 7, 17, and 27. It makes it unique in that aspect as well.
No, definitely. Yeah, I think that's a cool technique, and again, you're messing with the voices and whatnot.
Production's fantastic, obviously.
So yeah, just as you were saying, Dad started off at the 7, talking about his mom getting on him, this or that. Better not, get your Jordans dirty, do this, tell the social worker, all that good stuff. And so, and then we move on to 17, talking about, again, the police and, panicking and that, and just trying to live up, coming off the art of peer pressure.
Sure, exactly. Good tie in there for sure. And then we get to 27. He's become more accustomed to fear, because the longer you live it, the more this becomes part of kind of who you are. My newfound life made all of me magnified. How many accolades do I need to block denial? All this money is God playing a joke on me? It is for the moment. Will he see me as Job? So he brings in those biblical allusions again with the struggle with becoming famous and the allures of that. And then trying to walk out life as a Christian, that inner battle. Yeah, no, saying he has all this, scared to, go out buy a Lexus or doing this, doing that. I mean, Kendrick does live a pretty modest life from what I hear with the amount of money that he's made. And then in that 4th verse, talking about some of the name drops from earlier in the record, talking about fear of losing loyalty from pride. There's, because my DNA won't let me involve in the light of God. I'm talking fear that my humbleness is gone, fear that love ain't living here no more, fear that it's wickedness or weakness. So a lot of these this comes towards the end of the record, a lot of the themes that are in Damn kind of are put in here, and he even kind of has a allusion within 14 tracks carried out over wax. There's 14 tracks on Damn. So just a wonderful song, and if you'd like some more detailed discussion of it, you can check out our song reaction. The Alchemist beat is just fantastic. I do kind of like it without the voicemail. The voicemail does add some stuff on the in
streaming
the context
version
of the album, but not really in our purposes. It just presented it so good call by Shane.
So that was tight, man. And now we're gonna go to what many consider Kendrick's masterpiece, and man, I'm kind of inclined to agree. We got "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst," of course, from Good Kid, Mad City, split into 2 parts. The first part is going to be Sing About Me, which is about 7 minutes. It's split up into 3 different verses that kind of take some different perspectives. And then we have the second part, Dying of Thirst, and that's where we kind of get a little shout out in the skit at the end, where him and his friends kind of get told about God. All right, Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst coming in here. I know it's been a little bit since you listened to this, Dad. What'd you think of it?
Well, I mean, obviously it's just tremendous, all the different things, and it's really beyond the scope of this when we talk about at the start how it's hard to break these songs down. This, a 12-minute epic is very difficult to kind of break down. So I'm going to let you handle this one because you know this a lot better than I do.
So, at the end of the last track in the record, Dave had gotten shot. So, that's why that skit in the middle, everybody's, kind of on that high regard because their friend had just died and got shot. So, first one, we have Dave's brother coming in, talking to Kendrick, just kind of about his feelings about that, and then his desire for revenge. And then we get and if I die before your album drop, I hope, boom, boom, boom. We get the gunshots coming in.
Very powerful.
Then that chorus, promise that you will sing about me when the lights shut off and it's my turn to settle down. My main concern, promise that you will sing about me. The whole concept, I think, of this first section is wanting to be remembered.
Remember me.
Yeah, wanting to have that legacy. And then, if you remember from the Keisha song that we did, song reaction from Section 80, there's a lot of kind of characters and themes that carry over from album to album for Kendrick. Now we have Keisha's sister coming in, and she names dropped Brenda's Got a Baby by Pac, which also song reaction up on the channel there. See, it all works together. She wasn't happy about how Kendrick she interpreted judging Keisha and this and that, and then she notes that she went into the same life that Keisha did, saying, "Hey, I'm never gonna fade away, never gonna fade away." And then she keeps talking, and great production technique of actually fading her voice away at the end. And then verse 3, we got Kendrick himself talking, kind of responding in a sense. Responding to Dave, responding to Keisha's sister, saying, I was just trying to kind of shine a light about how messed up the system is, this and that. And then he notes himself, man, that, and I hope at least one of you sing about me when I'm gone. Am I worth it? Did I put enough work in? And which is kind of ironic since we just came off of Fear, as well, where he kind of was still asking some of the same questions. A few years later, we had the skit, and then of course another beat change where we get Dying of Thirst coming in here, where Kendrick really kind of brings the album to a climax here of all the stuff he's gone through, all the vices. He's dying of thirst. He's dying for that kind of holy water, that baptism, essentially, knowing that what he's doing isn't going to help him in the future, essentially, and then he goes through that a great little backing vocals and tweaks, and the vocals yet again as you'd expect, and he just goes through. He notes that, hey man, I need somebody to save me, man. All the money, the greed, what's going to be my next crave, this or that. Then he goes through, thinks about what pastors had told him, what's going to happen if you die. And then that gets us to his neighbor in the album at the end, goes in, kind of takes him through the Lord's Prayer, asks them to kind of change their ways. They're accepting of that. And
that's Maya Angelou, isn't it, that says that?
I believe it is. Yeah. From what I remember, yes, Maya Angelou.
So he's Kendrick getting some power coming in here.
So that's just a really just strong way to kind of put a cap to the record.
Yeah, it's fantastic,
and
man.
Just I think sums up Kendrick and his themes and his records and everything. Like, this is probably his masterpiece, just for the way it's able to encapsulate all of that, man. Very powerful tune, and just a wonderful, wonderful story. So that'll take us now, y'all, to our favorite tracks on the list, man. Shane, I think you did a great job.
I think so too.
With Kendrick. There's so many songs that could be on here. I got to go with "Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst." I'm gonna give a little love to. I got to go Money Trees as well. That's one of my favorites. And then, man, there's so many great tunes.
Those are the two I'm going with, and I can't decide on my third one either. That's funny you said that. I didn't figure you'd go for Money Trees. I thought maybe you'd go for something higher on the list.
Oh, but and then I think I'm gonna go.
I got it down to 2. I'll choose it when
Yeah, you go.
No, you
You go, Sean.
I got down to Mortal Man or The Art of Peer Pressure. I think I'm going to go Mortal Man.
That's a great one. I got it between All Right and Mad City, but I mean, I love all the tunes on this list.
Yeah, I see that. Every one of them's favorites. So.
Some of my other favorite Kendrick songs that didn't make Shane's list, You, that being my top 3, How Much a Dollar Cost.
Yeah.
You could pretty much choose any song, The Black or the Berry, Off It to Pimp a Butterfly. I really enjoyed Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe
That's one
as
that
well.
in your head like you wouldn't believe.
Man, that's a great tune. X-Rated, Pride. There were a couple nice gems on Damn as well, along with ADHD and Ronald Reagan era from Section 80. But all in all, man, this was a fun list to go through. A tougher list as we were going through it than I expected, just because it's tough to kind of hit the high points and choose what you want to talk about.
No,
on
it
these
is
tops.
because especially when you're dealing with concept albums that build so well from song to song, and now we're pulling it out and going, okay, this is kind of what came before and after. You did a great job. Travis, and a lot of help on this one.
No, man, as we were going, I was like, man, this is a tough one to come in first listens on and whatnot. But, I'm glad you still enjoyed the list, man. And, going through it, it's just still strikes me how impressive Kendrick is, man. He's one of my 3 favorite artists in general, up there with the Beatles and Radiohead and Kanye. Those are probably my top 4. Throw some love to Dylan and Springsteen as well. But I'll be bumping and listening to Kendrick.
Watching
that's right. I had to show that in there as well. But man, always love discussing Kendrick. Can't wait for his new record. I think he's the greatest rapper of all time. And yeah, man. So let me know what y'all's favorite tunes are. Always love discussing Kendrick's music. So let us know that down below. Give some love to Shane as well for letting us highlight this. As always, I appreciate it.
That was interesting and fun, man.
And until next time, we will see you.